This is The Morning Drive. Mike and Lisa with you, and we've been talking this morning about the story in the Windsor Star about the Caboto Club. More news about the Caboto Club coming out this morning. According to their report, they have a policy in there that cites that the club appears to be only for healthy men, that people who are sick or physical disabilities from becoming a member. It prevents them from becoming members.
Well, the president of the Caboto Club, Dennis Segato, is on the line with us this morning and is extremely unhappy with this article. Good morning, Dennis.
Good morning, Lisa.
So I know you haven't really read the article. We contacted you this morning to get your context,
right.
So you're not familiar with all the details of the article. But what's your reaction off the top here?
Well, it just goes to show you, Dave Waddell and the Star don't do their research. That has never been in the club constitution and never would be. We have a separate constitution that was on the Club Mutual, which was a mutual benefit society, which was founded in 1925 to go along with the club for members to collect for sickness, and there's a death benefit, everything else. That was part of that constitution at one time, but we changed that years ago, and it's never been used.
Okay, so where would they be getting this from that is still part of the club's constitution or still part of the rules?
No, it's not part of the rules. It's been changed. It was changed in 2012 that it was part of the Mutual Benefit Society, which is a separate club from the Caboto Club itself. In fact, we found one of the first receipts that was issued to a member for, I think it was around $17 for dental work. That was started for the Italian members of the club that back in those days had no type of benefits whatsoever at work. And unfortunately, at that time, it probably was legal to have that in there. There was other things that were in there that we had to change that were totally illegal, and we made the change. Plus, it was never used. The point that he's trying to make that it was part of the Giovanni Caboto Club Constitution is totally false. Article 12 doesn't even say that. In the Mutual, it did. But again, it's been changed. It was changed a long time ago. And we'd never have done anything like that. That's the problem. They take things. I don't know where he got a copy of the Constitution to start off with. It's a private Constitution, but he's got an old copy without the changes.
So this was one that was from many, many years ago, you're saying?
From 1925.
All right.
That's the problem.
And where do we?
We're talking to your lawyer now because that is total false. I mean, they need to do research when they do things. No, they contact us after they print a story and they want us to comment on it. This is why there's no comments. They're twisting everything.
Well, they stated, they did state that they reached out to you and they hadn't received any responses of yet.
Late yesterday afternoon, I didn't see it till late last night. And what the question was it wasn't had anything to do with what was the thing. He made it sound like it was in the club. And the only questions, and I can even bring it up the email, but the questions in the email had nothing to do with what he's asking. They wanted to know when we're going to make the change since the new Human Rights Code is in. Again, it was not part of the club constitution. It's part of the Mutual, which is a totally separate constitution and entity of the club. And it was, and we did change it. But back in 1925, like I said, it was probably legal, even though we probably never used it. What it says is a member cannot be part of the Mutual Benefit Society. A member cannot be part of the Mutual Benefit Society because if they had it for me back then, I guess it would have been legal to say you can't be part of this, almost like an insurance, if you don't conform to the laws at the time. Mm. But of course it's been changed, and we would never have used it. In all the years that we've had it, it's never been used that way.
Well, we wanted to give you an opportunity to respond this morning, Dennis, because this, as you know, could do serious damage to your reputation.
Of course it did. And that's the whole. Sorry, I have to say it again. This is why we're contacting a lawyer. I've given you more information than what I wanted to, only because we have to. But we're going after the Star now. That has just nothing but. It's disgraceful how they are attacking our club.
And Dennis,
we've done for the club.
Now, about the initial story about women not having voting rights or being a member of the board, where do we stand on that, and what is going to be discussed about that, or has that been talked about already?
We already discussed it at our board meeting. We will discuss it with the membership. We're in contact with the Italian Women's Club, who would be the ones that would be joining us. And until we come up with a mutual understanding, nothing's being said or done. We need to have an open dialogue on this.
Are you meeting this Sunday? You've got a General Assembly meeting?
Well, we have a General Assembly meeting. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, there might be a discussion on it. I can't say, but there won't be any decision. There can't be a decision on that. That's a change to our club constitution, which requires a lot more than just doing a discussion on it.
Does that involve getting all members to vote on something like that when you talk about the Constitution?
Exactly. You need 2/3 majority to pass it. Plus, it has to be passed by the board first before it can even go to the membership. The reality is we're getting attacked from, I mean, I hate to say this, but it seems like men have no rights whatsoever. I don't see anybody complaining about the Verity Club, VERITY Club in Toronto, which is, how to put it, they state that they're the most exclusive women's-only club in all of Canada. I don't hear anybody complaining about that. I don't hear complaining about other institutions that have men only. Why all of a sudden, after all 93 years, we have to change our policies for who? Don't we have rights as men? This is why I'm getting upset with people. They say equal rights. Well, what's so equal if women have all the rights and men have no rights?
Well, a lot of people will argue that, Dennis, that is certainly different for, white men or any group of man that has a club that's only for men. I mean, you see it all the time. You hear that argument a lot. Like, well, why can't I join the women's group then? Why can't I join this group?
Exactly.
So, that argument is out there, and it's just
just a word of advice, Dennis, if you want to take any advice at all from me, is that this topic, it's not going to go away.
We know that. That's what we're in dialogue.
And
if
I were you, I would take a serious look at changing it and just kind of getting on with, the era that we're in 2018.
Okay. So then the next step would be to change it that we have to allow anybody in there, not just Italians. You just destroyed the whole reason. And don't tell me it's not going to happen. Of course it is. That's the whole agenda, is to destroy the Caboto Club. And that's how we all feel about it. Because why nobody goes after the Chicharo Club, which only allows males and females from their own little region? I don't hear anybody complain about that.
You know what? I'm with you on that, Dennis. I mean, if you have a private club and you want to do whatever you want, I mean, that's up to you guys. There will be backlash from the public, but the fact that you're an Italian club, you enter Italian members. I mean, that's to me your business and makes sense. I don't understand why, as a Hungarian or whatever I am, I'd want to join an Italian club. No, it's your club. You guys have your club. I'll make my own club.
Yeah, and if people don't want to take the business, that's their prerogative. We're not saying they have to, so we don't have an issue with that. It's just the way it's been the attacks on us.
Well, you guys have certainly been attacked.
You have, and if other clubs are doing something similar to what the Caboto Club's being attacked for, then yes, all clubs should be looked at. But Dennis, it's not going to go away. It's not going to go. And for the good of the Caboto Club and its future, you got to take a serious look at this.
And we are, and that's what I said. But let us have the dialogue.
Sure.
We're not even allowed to have a dialogue. It has to be immediately. We've been around for 93 years. In the Italian Women's Club, they added a ladies' auxiliary of Giovanni Caboto in 1983. We've worked side by side for 88 years. And that's what people forget. People are talking for them. They would be the ones that would be joining our club, not other outsiders. It would be them. And then from there, we would have to decide on who else would be able to join.
All right, Dennis Segato, president of the
Dennis.
Caboto Club. Dennis, if you have more information for us later on, we'll check in with you or give us a call back. We'd love to have you on anytime. And I think you're right. You make a great point. This isn't going to go away. And I think the problem maybe that the Caboto Club has had so far is that, they reached out yesterday afternoon, the Windsor Star, and we didn't get a chance to get back to them. I think you have to in this situation. I mean, this is an immediate society. Stories go out right away. They're updated all the time online. You got to get ahead of it. Hiding and waiting for meetings isn't going to work.
Well, to Dennis's credit, he got back to me when I contacted him this morning.
In a very short time.
Thank you for that.